Take a close look at the plastic trim shroud directly behind my rearview mirror. What if I told you there's an ultra high definition 4K dash cam hiding inside that shell right now? It's drawing direct factory power, and there isn't a single wire hanging down onto my dash or plugged into a cigarette lighter. Welcome back to Junior's Gasoline Alley. If you drive a modern 2020 to 2025 GMC Sierra or Chevy Silverado, whether it's a Denali, an AT4, or an Elevation like mine, you know these trucks' interiors are pretty nice. And the last thing you want to do is ruin the interior with a cheap plastic suction cup, something hanging down from your windshields, sticky tape, or even some wires that are just draped across the dash. Well, today we're doing a deep dive and review with a step-by-step installation of the FitcamX front and rear dash cam system. This is an integrated unit engineered specifically for our trucks, and we'll cover why an integrated dash cam is a game changer in my opinion, everything that's included in the box, walk through how I routed it, got the wiring done for the rear camera as well, and we'll take a look at what the 4K day and night footage looks like. So let's open the box and see what you get. FitcamX packages this pretty well. It's almost one of those kind of high-end unboxing experiences as we lift it up. First up, of course, we've got the primary front camera assembly. You'll notice how the shape replicates the factory mirror shroud perfectly, right down to the ventilation slots and sensor cutouts. So the actual lens sits on a subtle kind of pivot, an angle, so that when you click this onto the dash, it's going to be set up perfectly to give you that straightforward view straight from your truck. Then we've got our plug and play Y harness. One end mimics the factory connector on the back of the mirror, and on the other side, it connects to the factory wiring harness with a branch that leads off power to the camera. Because we went with the front and rear camera configuration, which you can order it just as a front only or in this front and rear setup, we also have the secondary 1080p rear camera as well. It's compact, uses some 3M adhesive tape, and it's got a pretty thick and heavy duty long run extension cable that we're going to route from the front all the way to the back glass. Finally, they also include an interior pry tool so you don't scratch up your factory plastics. And what's pretty sweet is it comes with a 64 gigabyte micro SD card that gives you basically everything you need. So you can record it, you can install it, all of it right in the box. Now let's walk through the installation process step by step. Go ahead and make sure your truck's off, parking brakes on, all that good stuff. And then you get to start by trying to take off the factory shroud. Use the included plastic pry tool, locate the seam where the two halves of the factory mirror meet, gently wedge the tool, apply some outward pressure. You'll hear the plastic tabs pop free, slide the halves apart away from the mirror stock. Take your time here. The plastic isn't brittle, but even pressure allows the clips to come apart without shearing off. I would also suggest doing this not on a freezing cold day, just to make sure that the plastic does stay pliable. Next, we need to start by taking off the dome light area on the front of your headliner. Up here, we've got some screws that we're going to get to. There's 4 of them underneath the plastic trim. You're going to want to go ahead and take those out. That way you can drop down that part of the lighting assembly, and you'll see just behind it where the power wire is that we want to tap into. Now, the power wire on my particular truck is actually glued into the headliner because I didn't have the power mirror setup or auto dimming mirror or backup camera mirror. So mine doesn't utilize this, but the wiring is still there, which means we're able to wire into it. So go ahead and get that, then run the cord down through the opening that goes down to the mirror. Next, we want to start running the rear camera cable. To mount that 1080p camera, we're going to start that at the back glass, and I'm going to use an electrical fishing tape to be able to run the fishing tape from the back of the headliner through to the front. You'll notice in the middle, I took the middle dome light off and out of the headliner. That's going to give me the room to be able to get the wire starting from the back down to the center. Then I can run the fishing tape from the center forward to where that lighting console kind of dropped down from the headliner. This is going to give me room to be able to run that cable. I have wrapped it up in some cloth tape. This wasn't included in the installation kit that you get from FitcamX, but I wanted to use that just to make sure that I'm not going to end up hearing rattles or anything like that, that really I just don't want to take away that factory fit and finish. And so once you get the cable run all the way to the front, we're going to now need to start wrapping it up and hiding the extra length of that cable up into the crevice of the headliner where that factory light box or lighting, where the factory lighting console sits. That then is going to allow us to run the connector down the same way that we ran the power connector for the dash cam, down the stem of the mirror, and we can begin connecting those two together. So we're going to connect power, we're going to connect rear camera as well, click those together, and then now we need to take the camera module, slide it into place just the same way that we took the factory one off, and then take your second piece of plastic that came with it, which snaps into place just above the mirror stem, clicking into place so that we have the two pieces sandwiched together, and we've got the installation of our dash cam under the mirror. As you can see here, it is pretty darn nice the way that all of that kind of connects together. Looks super factory, and for the most part, I bet you wouldn't even notice that we installed a dash cam on there unless you were looking for it. Now let's look at the actual performance, starting with the software. FitcamX uses a dedicated smartphone app. It is available for iOS and Android. I'm using an Android in this case, and the camera broadcasts its own private local Wi-Fi network. To access the footage, you simply connect your phone to the camera's Wi-Fi, open the app, and instantly get a live lag-free video feed along with your full recording history. This is huge because if you're ever involved in an incident on the road, you don't have to pull out a micro SD card and try to find a computer on the side of the highway. You can download the clip directly onto your phone's camera roll in seconds to show law enforcement or send to your insurance agent. Now let's evaluate how the daytime footage looks. The resolution is outstanding. You know, it looks pretty good for this sort of thing. You're not expecting the same quality as maybe what you would get with a smartphone or certainly a DSLR, but you are getting pretty good quality. If you're taking a look, you can see as the cars are passing 2 lanes over, the clarity allows you to read license plates as they go by, and even at highway speeds, you're getting a pretty good view of what's going on. The wide 170-degree angle viewing angle of that camera gives you the full width of the road, and it's not too distorted. You do get a little bit of that fisheye look, but really nothing too substantial. When we switch over to nighttime driving, this is where I really wanted to see just how well it does. You can see that it is using some After Effects to be able to boost some of the visibility, but at least with that large 1.6 aperture lens, it gives you the ability to have pretty good night vision, or rather night recording. Balances out the headlight glare as well as the dark areas pretty well so that you get a decent visual view of what's going on without it being too washed out and overexposed. You can easily make out what vehicles are and the colors and markings regardless of whether or not you're on the highway or the backcountry roads. I do want to mention there is 2 built-in safety features that are important for us to talk about. The first would be it's got what they call seamless loop recording. Essentially, you have the ability to adjust whether or not you want it to automatically split video into 1, 2, or 3-minute clips. In my case, I have it set up with 1-minute clips, and that means that when the storage card fills up, it smoothly overwrites the oldest unlocked file so that it never stops recording. It also means that if something were to happen where, for whatever reason, the storage card gets corrupted, you have individual files rather than one giant file that you end up losing. The second neat thing is it does have an integrated G sensor, which means that if the truck experiences a sudden deceleration, an emergency stop, an impact, what have you, the G sensor instantly detects that force and it locks the current video file. That saves it from being able to be overwritten in that loop cycle I was talking about before, and it gets saved into a separate folder so that you have the ability to go back, look at that locked folder, and see what was happening during that looping video. I should also mention that on the app, when you're looking at it, it shows the view of the front and the rear camera both on the screen at the same time. However, when you download these to your computer or download them to your phone through the Wi-Fi app, it separates them as a front and a rear camera. So you don't have that overlay, so it doesn't actually cut off anything that you're seeing, and you get the full video quality of the front and the rear camera separately so that you can see everything that happened. Thanks for joining me to check out this dash cam. I've placed an exact link for this front and rear setup for the 2020 to 2025 GMC Sierra down in the video description box below so that you can grab one for your own truck if you feel like this is something that you'd like. They did provide me with this camera, so I do have some bias in this, but I look at it and would definitely have bought it myself. Finally, if you enjoyed and found it helpful, the step-by-step deep dive into how we installed and used the camera, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. Drop a comment below letting me know what you think, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button so that you can see more upgrades and videos on Junior's Gasoline Alley. Thanks again for spending your time with me today. Keep the rubber side down, and I'll catch you in the next video.